We all have heroes. Some of us have really obvious ones. Americans out there, maybe it's someone like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, or maybe it's some kind of a superhero from a action film, could even be. And then we all have these kind of less obvious heroes. I like to get out of town a little bit and go to these vacation homes quite a bit up in the mountains where I live in Colorado, but also here in Wisconsin. This is part of the culture here in the Midwest, especially Wisconsin, Michigan, and Minnesota, where a big part is taking trips to lake houses to just kind of unwind and relax. And at all these places, what I commonly find are these books, which are these field guides, oftentimes to birds, but could be to plants, wildlife, and all. And it turns out that they are all written by this guy named Stan Tekiela. You can actually find out a little bit about the author. And this guy actually managed to write, first of all, the bird guide to every single state in this country. But he also has guides to plants, wildlife, all these other things, and a whole bunch of conservation efforts where he gets to be outside. And one of the reasons why Stan Tekiela has become a hero of mine is that I see him doing the kinds of things that he really wants to be doing, yet they're all around a specific brand. You know, being outside, being there with his camera, and you can follow him on social media. Obviously, I'm not going to encourage more social media use, but you can follow him and you can find a whole bunch of really neat pictures where he gets to travel and he gets to be in nature and he gets to really be consistent with this idea of spending time in nature, as well as, you know, protecting the very animals that he's photographing. And through taking a look at his guides, which is another great thing about being offline, is that when I'm sitting inside some of these homes, I'm not staring at my phone. I'm actually looking around, and sometimes I'll see these books and I'll pick them up and I'll find out these really interesting things about just the natural world, about life. For example, and I'm going to butcher the name of this too, but there's a bird here called the American kestrel. And the interesting thing about this bird is that you look at this map and you actually find that it has both its summer and its winter habitats in the state of Wisconsin. So here in northern Wisconsin, which is where I happen to be, is where they are in the summer. And then you look in southern Wisconsin, where they are in the winter, which is something weird because you tend to think of birds such as the sandhill crane that will be in, say, Florida, San Diego, even Mexico during the summertime, and then they'll be here in Wisconsin and further north into Canada in the wintertime. Yet, you know, this is such a specific zone here. And then it starts to make me even wonder because, you know, this book was actually produced, I believe, in the year 1999, and it makes me wonder if this has changed at all. If climate change has bumped the zone up a little bit, and maybe if, unfortunately, that means we will be not finding this bird here in the summer anymore because it'll be like migrating to places further and further north. Anyway, these are just some of the many amazing activities and amazing things that you can find out about the world just by being out and about, but, you know, disconnecting from the technology and just kind of enjoying nature. I love coming to lake houses like this because there'll be times when we'll be out in the boat here and all of us will actually put our phones away for like a number of hours per day. So far in this trip, my screen time has actually averaged less than an hour a day, and that's despite filming this video, which is even lower for my standards because I tend to be more in the hour 20-minute range personally myself, not to flex on anything. But anyway, what I'm wondering here is, who is your hero and who is your less obvious hero? Not your favorite baseball player or favorite basketball player or something like that, but someone who may not be quite as well known, but really is someone you could look and say, hey, you know, this person did the kind of things that I really admire and has the kind of life that I can really get behind, that I feel like I would really enjoy. And, you know, maybe even look into that person a little bit and find out some things about them. And yes, I am swatting away bugs. One of the bad things about northern Wisconsin, which people from Michigan and Minnesota can also attest to, is that they do tend to have a lot of bugs, and I should have probably put on a little bit more bug spray. But you live and you learn, and maybe I'm about to go inside and do that now.